Imagine you walk into a high-end financial institution on a random Wednesday morning. Sitting across from you in the waiting area is someone wearing a plain cotton shirt, scuffed shoes, and pants that have clearly been through a few too many wash cycles. Nobody gives this person a second look. The staff barely acknowledges them. Then their name is called, and you catch a glimpse of the screen. This individual has more money sitting in managed accounts than most people will earn over 3 entire lifetimes. And just like that, something clicks. The people who possess real wealth almost never look the way you expect. That is not a coincidence. It is a choice. Welcome to another Wealthy Worry video, where we reveal why looking ordinary might be the closest thing to a financial superpower. After all, Batman is a billionaire who dresses like a bat, while many real-life millionaires prefer to disguise themselves as the person comparing prices at Costco. No cape, no Batmobile, just a growing investment portfolio, and absolutely no desire to impress strangers. Over the next several minutes, you are going to understand exactly why deliberately blending into the background is one of the most powerful financial strategies available to anyone, regardless of how much or how little you currently earn. And more importantly, you are going to understand why most people do the exact opposite and what that costs them over time. Let us start with something that almost nobody talks about, honestly. We live inside a culture that has completely lost the ability to separate the appearance of wealth from actual wealth. And that confusion is not random. It was built deliberately. Advertising, social media, entertainment, all of it has spent decades training you to believe that looking successful and being financially secure are the same thing. They are not. In fact, in many cases, they are complete opposites. Here is where this confusion originally came from. For most of recorded human history, displaying wealth actually made sense. In older societies where credit barely existed, if someone showed up wearing gold or riding an expensive horse, they almost certainly possessed real resources because acquiring those things demanded genuine effort and capital. External signals were reliable data. Fast forward to today, and that entire system has broken down completely. You can finance a luxury vehicle over 7 years on a modest salary. You can rent designer accessories for a single evening. You can build an entire social media presence that screams success without a single dollar of actual net worth backing it up. The signal stopped being reliable a long time ago, but our brains still respond to it as if it means something. This creates what is essentially a theater performance where everyone in the audience is also on stage. People spending money they have not earned to impress other people who are simultaneously spending money they have not earned. It is a loop with no exit, and it drains wealth from everyone participating in it. Research into the actual financial habits of genuinely wealthy individuals consistently reveals patterns that surprise people when they first encounter them. High net worth individuals tend to carry less consumer debt than average, not more. They tend to drive older vehicles, not the newest models. They allocate a smaller percentage of their income toward visible status symbols than people with far lower net worth. The economist Thomas Stanley spent years studying millionaires and found that most of them lived in ordinary neighborhoods, drove unremarkable cars, and looked completely indistinguishable from their middle-class neighbors. Meanwhile, the flashiest households on the block often had the thinnest financial foundations once debt was factored in. Now, here is where this idea goes deeper than just a save-your-money lecture. Because looking discreet, flying under the financial radar, is not just about keeping more dollars in your account. It is also a form of active protection against threats most people never consider. Think about what happens the moment people around you perceive you as wealthy. Salespeople immediately recalibrate their pitch. Suddenly, the extended warranty gets pushed harder. The premium upgrade gets offered as a casual suggestion. They assume you will not scrutinize the price because clearly you can afford it. Family members with no malicious intent whatsoever begin to view you as a soft source of financial assistance. A small loan here, help covering something there. Quiet expectations that you have spare resources because the signals you send suggest as much. And in more serious scenarios, visible wealth can actually make you a legal target. Attorneys who operate on contingency basis are not just evaluating who is right in a dispute. They are also calculating who can actually pay. A flashy lifestyle can transform even a trivial disagreement into a lawsuit worth pursuing. Then there is the most basic physical level. Theft, fraud, and targeted scams all increase when your visible signals announce that there is something worth taking. People who genuinely understand wealth management grasp this almost intuitively. The advice from asset protection specialists is remarkably consistent. Do not be the obvious person in the room. Let your money operate quietly behind the right structures, while your daily life remains completely unremarkable. Consider two people earning identical salaries. Person one immediately upgrades their lifestyle to match their income. New car with substantial monthly payments, apartment in an expensive neighborhood because they have earned it. Designer clothing refreshed seasonally. Dinners at places where the aesthetic matches the social media story they want to tell. By month end, nearly everything earned has already been converted into impressions. Person two earns the same amount and routes a significant portion into investments automatically before spending decisions can interfere. They drive a car that is paid off. They live comfortably but without excess. Their wardrobe is functional and clean, not branded. A decade passes. From the outside, person one appeared to be winning the entire time. Person two looked like someone who maybe had not figured things out yet. The actual financial gap between them is not measured in thousands. It is measured in hundreds of thousands, compounding steadily in person two's favor, while person one was busy performing success rather than building it. The psychology behind this is worth understanding because awareness is what makes change possible. Spending money on visible things delivers an almost immediate neurological reward. Someone compliments the car. Someone notices the outfit. Your brain registers social approval and releases a fast hit of satisfaction. That reward is real, but it is also extremely brief. It needs constant feeding. Investing, by contrast, offers no immediate social payoff whatsoever. Nobody congratulates you for moving money into an index fund. There is no photograph worth posting. The reward arrives years or decades later in the form of options and genuine freedom. But the human brain's wired to discount future rewards and chase present ones. The people who build real wealth are not smarter than everyone else. They have simply developed the discipline to delay that gratification long enough for compounding to do its work. Think about a small business owner who has operated the same neighborhood service for 20 years. Old van, worn work clothes. Nothing that signals anything beyond an ordinary working life. That business, through disciplined reinvestment and zero unnecessary debt, has generated genuine multi-million-dollar worth. Compare that to someone nearby who opened a newer business and immediately projected an image of thriving success. Flashy storefront. New vehicles stretched to the edge of what they can finance. Heavy advertising spending from the very first month. One difficult quarter away from everything unraveling. The difference between those two people has nothing to do with how hard either of them works. It is entirely about what each chose to prioritize first. So how do you actually apply this in real life? 3 shifts matter more than anything else. First, before any significant purchase, ask yourself honestly whether the decision is genuinely for your own benefit or whether it is primarily a signal you want to send to other people. A vehicle that reliably gets you where you need to go is a practical tool. A vehicle chosen mainly because of how it reads to your neighbors is an emotional purchase, wearing a practical disguise. Second, reverse the sequence. Most people spend first and invest whatever happens to remain, which is usually very little. Reverse that completely. Move money toward your financial future the moment income arrives, then build your lifestyle around what is left. That single change in sequence, applied consistently, produces results that look dramatic over a decade, but feel almost invisible month to month. Third, stop calibrating your progress against curated social media images, most of which represent either debt finance performance or genuine fabrication. Measure yourself against where you personally were 12 months ago. That is the only comparison that contains any real information. None of this means denying yourself joy or pretending financial success is something to be ashamed of. You can own a genuinely comfortable and beautiful home that looks completely ordinary from the street. You can travel, eat well, experience things that matter to you without converting every experience into a public broadcast designed to manage other people's perceptions of your status. The man we opened with did not begin with $14 million. He started with a regular job, no inheritance, and a very clear decision about what actually mattered to him. For over 2 decades, he bought used vehicles with cash. He stayed in modest homes long after his net worth made upgrading easy. He reinvested consistently without manufacturing exceptions for why this particular year should be treated differently. People who observed him from the outside probably assumed he had not accomplished much. His actual net worth told a completely different story. Here is the thing that matters most. That man could walk into any dealership tomorrow and pay cash for the most expensive vehicle on the lot without affecting his financial position in any meaningful way. But he does not need to. And that absence of need is precisely what real freedom feels like. It does not require an audience. It does not need to be announced or validated by other people's reactions. It simply exists, growing quietly, completely unconcerned with being visible. The next time you feel that pull toward a purchase that is really about managing someone else's impression of you, stop for one moment and ask yourself which version of the future you are actually choosing. Because quiet money does not seek attention. It does not perform for anyone. It just grows, steady and protected, while the world is too busy watching the performance to notice what is being built in the background. And knowing that, genuinely knowing it, is an advantage that most people never give themselves the chance to discover. If this shifted something in how you think about money and visibility, drop a comment telling me whether you have ever felt that pressure to spend just to signal that things are going well. Your experience might be exactly what someone else watching needs to hear right now.